Okay, so a good day to everyone. Um, this will be a video lecture on the endocrine system. So tapos na tayo doon sa nervous system. So we will now be discussing the next system, which is the endocrine system. Okay, so I've decided to make it a video lecture kasi um, sa Monday for BSA 1F, hindi ko kayo mamimit kasi may meeting kami. And then, hindi ko na-meet yung BSA 1E last Wednesday. So, again, we are behind sa schedule natin. So, I've decided to make it as a video lecture na lang. Okay? So, ang ano natin, again, yung sinabi ko, endocrine system. Okay? So, when we say endocrine system kasi, most ng mga students or lahat ng mga students, ito yung parang system that they are not familiar with. Kasi pag sinabi mong nervous system, oftentimes na-associate na ng mga students that nervous system, it is the parts of the nervous system is the brain, the spinal cord, mga ganon. Sa skeletal system, so bones, ma-associate nila yung sa skeletal system, syempre bones. Sa muscular system, muscles. Sa digestive system, stomach. Sa reproductive system, you have yung testes and ovaries. So, for endocrine system, medyo hindi sila familiar or hindi kayo familiar sa mga parts or sa even the function of the endocrine system. So, when we say endocrine system kasi, it is composed of different glands located at the different parts of the body of an animal. So, kung titignan dito sa ating picture, makikita hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is part of the brain. Yung pituitary, also part of the brain. You have yung thyroid gland natin, adrenal gland, kidney, ovary, testis. These are all the glands that makes up the endocrine system. Okay? So oftentimes, itong mga glands na to, they also have a function doon sa mga um, different system natin. Like for example, yung kidney, adrenal gland. A kidney, usually it is the main organ for our urinary system, but it also has a part, has a role dito sa endocrine system natin. Similar to our ovary, testis, they are almost the most often associated sa reproductive system. Pero again, they also have a part dito sa endocrine system natin. Okay? So, pag sinabing endocrine system, laging tatandaan yung word na dapat na pumasok sa isip natin will be the hormone. Okay? So, endocrine system, pag sinabi kong endocrine system, dapat yung unang maiisip ninyo is yung hormones natin. Bakit? Kasi itong mga glands na sinabi ko, itong nasa picture, yan yung ang main na parang function nila is to secrete these hormones natin. Okay? So again, hormone, yung word na dapat i-associate sa endocrine system. So ano nga ba yung hormone? So yung hormone natin, sila basically malawak. Malawak yung function ng mga hormones natin. So you cannot pinpoint exactly kung ano talaga yung specific functions ng ating endocrine system because they are the ones that it is the system that secrete the hormones natin. And these hormones, malawak yung coverage nila. So they can regulate yung growth and development ng isang animal. For the metabolism part, they also play a role on it on the reproduction, on the stress response, body and tissue fluid, as well as and the electrolyte balance. Okay? So, again, malawak yung coverage ng ating nervous system. So, hindi lang siya um, parang specific yung function niya. Nervous system, endocrine system. Okay? So, thus, the endocrine system, yung parang main goal na niya or yung parang main effect niya sa animal body is that it will enable yung animal natin para makapag-adjust doon sa environment niya. So, ang ano nito, ang parang principle nito is that the animal will experience a Di ba na-discuss natin sa nervous system natin yung mga parang responses, yung mga receptors natin sa nerve cells, yung mga nerve cells natin, they will get yung message from the environment or any other stimuli, and then it will go into the brain. Now, the brain will then make some adjustments or make a move para makapag-adjust doon sa environment. And one thing that the brain will do is that it will tell all of these glands or specific glands dito sa endocrine system natin, mag-release ka ng hormone na to kasi na-relay ko yung message na ganito yung mangyayari or ganito yung nangyayari doon sa body ng animal. Okay? So, basically, yung main goal natin ng endocrine system, it will help yung animal natin para makapag-adjust doon sa environment na tinitignan niya. So, like for example, if it is stressed, then magre-release yung ng ating glands ng hormones to combat that stress. Okay? Ganon yung mangyayari sa endocrine system. Now, kung titignan dito sa diagram, I do hope na makikita, these are your mga ang tawag dito, mga hormones natin, more or less the more popular hormones natin on the body. Like for example, the growth hormone, usually it affects the muscles. You have yung thyroid stimulating hormone, will then stimulate the thyroid gland to release yung T3 and T4 natin. You have yung gonadotropic hormones natin. Anyway, madidiscuss yan as we go on with this discussion. Then you have yung prolactin, oxytocin, lahat yan, those are your examples ng hormones natin. And it is often associated with the gland. Okay, like for example, yung prolactin, usually dito sa mammary gland. Yung antidiuretic hormone natin, usually sa kidney. Oftentimes associate. Okay? So, yan yung mga hormones natin. Again, hormones, yung dapat ma-associate na word when it comes to endocrine system. So, tawag naman sa parang branch ng physiology that deals with yung mga various body tissues, as well as yung sinasabi kong hormone or yung mga chemical mediators natin is yung endocrinology. Okay? So, ang ginagawa kasi ng mga glands natin, they basically produce and then secrete these hormones, and then it will be transported through the circulatory system. Pupunta yan sa circulatory system, yung blood natin, magta-travel yung blood together with the hormone, and then pupunta siya doon sa target organ or tissue. Then, doon sa target organ or tissue, doon magte-take effect yung function or yung basically yung effect ng hormone natin. Okay? So, yan. So, ang laging tatandaan when it comes to hormones natin is that they do not initiate reaction in a cell but only excite or inhibit. So, the ongoing cell reaction. So, basically, hindi sila yung nagsisimula ng reaction. So, hindi sila yung nag-i-initiate ng reaction doon sa cell. Ang ginagawa lang nung hormone natin, basically, it will react to that initial reaction doon sa cell, and then depending on the situation, it can excite, meaning yung reaction na yun times 2 kumbaga, and or it can inhibit yung reaction na yun, or it will stop the reaction. Okay? So again, hormones, di sila yung nag-initiate, sila lang yung nagpapa-excite doon sa cell reaction or nagpapatigil doon sa cell reaction natin. Okay? So, yung cell natin, kailangan na for the reaction to occur, kailangan nandun lahat. Nandun lahat yung materials, like for example, yung enzymes, yung required environment, para ma-carry out yung reaction na yun. And then doon papasok si hormone natin. So, yung hormone, again, only excitatory or inhibitory effect on the existing cell reaction. Yun ang laging tatandaan. So, kung magpapa-question ako, then alam na ninyo na yung hormone natin, they only excite or inhibit yung ongoing cell reaction doon sa body natin. Yan pala yung mas parang anong tawag nito? More or less parang mas clear na mga diagram for the hormones natin. So, you have yung mga hormones natin ito, and then yung target endocrine glands nila, itong mga to. So, like for example, growth hormone, it will target yung bones and muscles natin. As the name implies, ano yung function ng growth? Growth hormone. So, for the animal to grow. Then, oxytocin, muscle of the uterus. Bakit? Bakit? Ano yung effect ng oxytocin doon? Usually, during like for example, parturition, itong oxytocin na to, kailangan nung uterus in order for the muscles of the uterus to contract para mailabas niya yung anak, yung offspring. Kasi pag walang oxytocin, mahihirapan yung muscles of the uterus to contract, and thus it will also be difficult for the animal to give birth. So, ang parang effect na nito is dystocia or yung difficulty in giving birth. So, kailangan ng oxytocin dyan. Then, you have yung thyroid stimulating hormone. Sa thyroid gland natin naman, it will take its effect. So, again, be familiar with all of the hormones natin na nandito. So, for the hormones, some hormones exert their effect by participating in the affecting enzymatically controlled reaction in the animal. Again, more or less, kailangan muna na mayroong reaction bago na papasok si hormone natin. Okay? Then, some facilitate the passages of important metabolites across cell membrane. So, hindi lang siya sa parang, again, yung sinasabi ko na hindi lang specific yung function ng ating hormone. Meron talagang ginagawa. Meron talagang marami yung ginagawa nitong mga hormones natin na function. So, for the hormones, they are not secreted in regular amounts. So, meaning they, when the animal or the cell reacts, hindi naka-hardwire doon sa glands natin. Ganitong amount yung i-release ko, ganitong amount yung dapat na ma-release kasi yun yung nakaano dito sa parang sa body ng animal. Hindi. Okay? So, the amount na nare-release ng body ng animal when it comes to the hormone depends on the need of the animal. Kasi pag naka-regulate, kasi kung iisang amount lang yan, it might not be enough to excite yung cell reaction or it might not be enough to prevent yung cell reaction. So, it all depends on the need of the animal for that hormone natin. Okay? So, again, yung example natin na oxytocin. So, kung talagang nahihirapan na mag-contract yung muscles doon sa uterus, kailangan ng mas madaming oxytocin ng body for it to take effect. Ganun. Okay? So again, they are not secreted in regular amounts. So they are classified, yung mga hormones natin, pwedeng proteins, glycoproteins, and steroids, and all have common characteristics at saka functions natin. So we will not go deeper into this classification. Again, this is only a introduction naman sa endocrine system natin. Again, basta laging tatandaan, you can classify yung hormones natin as simple proteins, glycoproteins, and steroids. Okay? Yan na naman yung sinasabi ko. Hormones appear to regulate than initiate reaction. Okay? Pag ni-regulate, ni-excite, or pine-prevent, ini-inhibit. Then, hormones are effective in biocatalytic amounts, meaning, ang ibig sabihin niyan, hindi mo na kailangan ng 10 ml, hindi mo kailangan ng 50 ml na hormone. Okay? So, biocatalytic amounts, meaning, more or less, maliit na amount lang yung kailangan in order for the hormone to take its effect. Okay? Then, again, hormones are not secreted in uniform rates. Kailangan na, kung ano yung kailangan ng body ng animal, yun lang dapat yung i-release na hormone ng ating body. Then, hormones are inactivated rapidly either at the site where it exerts its effect or some other glands or organs. Ang ibig sabihin yan, pag tapos na yung trabaho ng hormone natin, either to excite or to inhibit yung cell reaction na yun, ang gagawin ngayon, it will be inactivated kasi pag hindi mo yan ina-activate, hindi mo yan pipigilan, it will exert its effect continuously doon sa cell body and this might cause damages doon sa body mismo, okay, ng animal. So, kailangan ma-inactivate siya at the site pagtapos na. Then, hormones, again, they are transported through the circulatory system or bloodstream. Okay, papasok yan doon sa bloodstream natin. And then, kung ano yung target organ, pag nakarating na siya, bababa na, kumbaga. So, parang yung hormone sasakay nung bus na blood, tapos itatransport papunta dun sa, like for example, papunta dun sa campus, and then bababa na yung hormone, and then it will exert its effect doon sa target organ. So, ito, yung ating parang glands na, mga specific glands natin. So, ang una is yung hypophysis or pituitary gland, yung tawag. So, it is located doon sa base ng brain natin. Again, yung pituitary gland, hypothalamus, all are located sa brain natin. Okay? So, sa pituitary gland natin, meron tayong tatlong loops. So, basically, you have yung anterior pituitary gland, which is usually located on the front or anterior pituitary lobe or adenohypophysis. Then you have yung intermediate lobe or yung pars intermedia, and then yung posterior, which is usually located doon sa back na ng pituitary gland natin, posterior pituitary lobe or neurohypophysis. Okay, so laging tatandaan yung mga yan. So you memorize adenohypophysis, adeno. So adenohypophysis. So parehas na nagsisimula sa letter A. So you can associate it as anterior pituitary lobe, adenohypophysis. Pag naman pars intermedia, nandun na, intermedia. Ito yung intermediate lobe. It is in between the anterior pituitary lobe and the posterior pituitary lobe. Okay? Then neurohypophysis na yung posterior pituitary lobe. So laging tatandaan yung tatlong loops na yan. So, sa adenohypophysis natin, again, adenohypophysis, anterior pituitary lobe natin, ito yung mga hormones that it releases. So, first is yung growth hormone or your somatotropic hormone. So, basically, as the name implies, yung growth hormone natin, it will promote growth of the long bones before the epiphyseal diaphyseal plate is fused together in adulthood. Basically, it only takes its effect during yung early years ng animal. Kasi if yung epiphyseal diaphyseal plate dito sa bone natin nag-fuse na or nagkadikit na, wala nang chance na lalaki pa yung animal. Okay? So, or hahaba pa yung animal natin. So, that is the reason why kahit anong inom mo ng mga growth enhancing na mga medicine, for example, Cherifer, if yung epiphyseal diaphyseal plate mo is nag-fuse na together, wala nang mangyayari. Okay? Hindi ka na lalaki. So, ganyan ka na lang until old age. So, that's the growth hormone. Then, you have yung ACTH or yung adrenocorticotropic hormone. So, it will stimulate yung adrenal cortex doon sa adrenal gland natin para yung adrenal gland naman makaproduce ng glucocorticoids such as cortisol, cortisone, and corticosterone. Anyway, i-discuss naman yan as we go on. Pero again, kung makikita, itong adenohypophysis natin, ang inaano nila, nire-release nila na hormone is mga hormone or itong pituitary gland natin nasa wall, ang nire-release nilang hormone is yung mga hormone that will stimulate other glands to release yung specific hormones nila. Okay? So, ganun yung nangyayari dito sa pituitary gland natin. So, like for example, itong ACTH natin. So, hindi siya talaga yung nagpo-produce ng glucocorticoids, like for example, yung cortisol. Siya lang yung nagpo-produce ng hormone that will stimulate yung gland na yon to produce yung glucocorticoids. Okay? So, basically, hindi makakapag-release si adrenal gland ng glucocorticoids if wala siyang stimulation coming from the anterior pituitary gland. Then, you have yung thyroid stimulating hormone. Yan na naman, stimulate na naman. Hindi siya mismo yung na-produce ng T4 and T3 na hormone natin. Siya lang yung nag-stimulate sa thyroid glands natin to produce yung thyroid hormones natin, again, yung T4 at saka yung T3. Yung T4 and T3 hormones used more often associated for metabolism. Yan mga yan. Okay? So yan, thyroid stimulating hormone naman. Then you have yung prolactin and luteotropic hormone natin. Stimulates yung milk secretion in lactating mammary gland. So, yan. Kailangan ng prolactin para ma-stimulate yung milk secretion sa basically udder or teats ng sa udder ng newly parang lactating na animal. Then, luteinizing hormone, it stimulates sa male natin the cells of the Leydig or interstitial cells. Basically, nandun sa testis yung mga yan, yung Leydig cells natin or interstitial cells to produce testosterone naman. So, again, kung titignan yung pattern, tong adenohypophysis natin, siya lang yung nagre-release ng hormone that will stimulate or parang sinasabi dun sa ibang glands na, mag-release ka nitong specific hormone mo. So, in the case ng luteinizing hormone, ni-stimulate niya yung testis natin, yung gland natin na sa male to release yung testosterone. Okay? Then, for the neurohypophysis, again, neurohypophysis, yan yung posterior pituitary lobe natin. So, you have yung oxytocin, will stimulate yung milk ejection in lactating females. So, basically, ang tawag nito, pag bagong panganak yung ating animal and then nahihirapan to actually release yung milk na yon, then oxytocin will do the job of stimulating milk ejection. Then you have yung ADH natin or yung anti-diuretic hormone. So, or vasopressin yan, walang O. So, important in conserving body water by reducing urine formation. So, anti-diuretic hormone. So, anong function niya? Nire-reduce na yung urine formation. Then, sa thyroid gland naman natin, so yung thyroid gland nandito, basically nandito sa parang neck area natin. Kaya nga, yung lumulubo yung kanilang parang dito sa neck area nila, yung thyroid gland yun. So, this gland is located at the neck area, just below the larynx. So, there are two lobes ng thyroid that are connected by a bridge, by each other by a bridge of tissue called isthmus. So, imagine ito yung isang thyroid gland, ito yung isang thyroid gland. So, meron niyang bridge. So, hindi sila magkahiwalay na dalawa. Okay? Meron niyang bridge in between para ma-connect yung isang gland, thyroid gland, to the isang lobe ng thyroid at saka yung isang lobe na thyroid. Okay? So, parang ganyan yung itsura nandito pala. Ganyan yung itsura. So, hindi siya nakahiwalay. So, hindi na hiwalay. So, merong isthmus na parang gland dyan. Isthmus na part. Ito yung isthmus na part. Okay? So, Thyroid gland again natin, ito yung gland that will maintain the level of metabolism in the tissue that is optimal for their normal function. Basically, when we say metabolism kasi, it will convert itong mga nutrients natin more or less into energy. So, si thyroid gland often associated with the metabolism function ng ating body. So, ano yung hormone that will actually function, that actually have a function sa metabolism? You have yung thyroxine and yung thyronin na hormones, yung T4 at saka yung T3. Again, sa thyroid gland yan. Pero si thyroid gland, hindi niya basta-basta i-release itong T3 at saka T4 natin. So, kailangan pa rin niya si anterior pituitary gland to release yung thyroid stimulating hormone to actually for the thyroid gland to actually release itong T3 at saka T4. So, again, T4, it is responsible for metabolism, yung mood, at saka body temperature. So, laging tatandaan yan. Then, for T3, in-stimulate niya yung nervous system natin to para ma-increase yung wakefulness, para maging awake tayo, alertness, and yung responsiveness natin to external environment. Okay? So, yun naman yung thyroid T3 natin. So, sinabi dito that the thyroid gland is not essential for life, but in its absence, there is poor resistance to cold. Kaya yung T4 at saka T3 natin, usually, yan yung sa body temperature regulation sa T4 natin. So, pag nawala yung thyroid gland, mawawala na din yung function or mawawala din yung function, yung T3 at saka T4 natin. So, there will be poor resistance to cold, mental and physical slowing, and in children, mental retardation and dwarfism. Okay? So, it's not essential in a sense that kahit tanggalan mo ng thyroid gland, mabubuhay. Okay? Pero, more or less, it will not be as functional as the animal will not be as functional as those that have a thyroid gland. So, in the absence ng thyroid gland, yes, you are alive, but again, you have poor resistance to cold, mental and physical slowing, mga ganun. Then, basically, you are not that functional anymore. Okay? So, again, thyroid gland, importante pa rin sa animals yan. And including humans. So, in the case of hypothyroidism, such as simple goiter, there is a lack of thyroxine secretion due to deficiency of iodine in the diet. So, ang ginagawa kasi parang pag walang T4 tayo, nagre-release ng TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, yung adenohypophysis natin, to the point that it will result to hypertrophy, yung paglaki ng mga cells natin. So, it will result to hypothyroidism dito sa glands natin. Sa thyroid glands natin. Okay? Kasi, wala akong nadedetect na T4, thyroxine hormone. Kailangan kong mag-release ng TSH para makapag-release si thyroid gland. Wala nga. Wala nga siyang nare-release. Bakit? Kasi deficiency of iodine in the diet. Kailangan ng iodine to actually produce and secrete this thyroxine. Kaya, nare-regulate na ngayon yung mga salt natin to contain iodine. Kaya nga iodized salt. So, may parang batas yan na basically parang pinagbabawal na yung pagbenta ng hindi iodized salt. Para sa diet ng population, hindi tayo magiging deficient sa iodine. So, and it will more or less reduce the cases of simple goiter natin. So, yan. So, yan. Nandiyan pala. Nandiyan pala yung ina-explain ko. So, yung low level ng thyroxine in the circulation, again, will simulate ng TSH production by the pituitary in an effort to increase thyroid activity. So, ang ano niyan kasi, again, nade-detect naman ng body ng animal na wala akong mababa yung level ng thyroxine ko sa body. So, ang gagawin ko ngayon, dapat mag-release ako ng thyroid stimulating hormone or yung TSH para ma-stimulate yung thyroid gland to release thyroxine. So, in that effort, it is in vain, kumbaga, kasi hindi nga makaka-release kasi nga deficient sa iodine. So, wala siyang mare-release. Yung mangyayari ngayon, it will be, in the process, there will be hypertrophy and hyperplasia of the thyroid gland, resulting in the production of goiter. Lalaki yung thyroid gland. So, when we say, pwede ako mag-drawing dito, hypertrophy at saka hyperplasia. So, when we say hypertrophy kasi, imagine ito yung cell mo. Okay, ganyang kaliit. Pag sinabing hypertrophy, lalaki yan. Okay? Pag sinabi namang hyperplasia, ganito yung mga cells mo, dalawa. Hyperplasia, increase in number. So, magiging 4, kumbaga. Ayan. Okay? So, imagine a hyperplasia and hypertrophy. Lalaki na nga yung cell na yun, tapos dadami pa, talagang ganito yung mangyayari doon sa thyroid gland mo. Okay? So, yun yung parang principle behind yung simple goiter natin. So, yan. The secretion ng T4 control talaga sa TSH. So, pag mababa yung T4, TSH production is increased and this will in turn simulate increase of production of T4. And then, it will result to hypertrophy and hyperplasia. So the high T4 in circulation will inhibit further secretion of TSH and TSH level will decrease in circulation. So this type of control is known as negative feedback mechanism. So yung pag masyado nang mataas yung T4 na yon, in the circulation, i-inhibit yung TSH naman. And then, yung TSH level will decrease in circulation. And then, pag nag-decrease na naman yung T4 natin, mag-increase ulit yung TSH level, TSH natin. And then, to the point na masyado na namang mataas yung T4 natin. So, ibababa na naman nung mai-inhibit na naman yung production ng T4. Tapos, madedetect na naman na mababa yung T4. So, magre-release ulit ng TSH and the cycle goes on and on. So, it is called as negative feedback mechanism because one hormone is increase in parang amount and then this will in turn for the other hormone to decrease in amount. Okay? Then you have yung pancreas. Yung pancreas natin more or less functions may function sa digestive system and sa endocrine system. So this gland is located at the duodenal lobe of the small intestine. So basically meron tayo kasing part doon sa intestine na parang ganito. May part na ganyan. So nandito yung pancreas natin. Okay? It is located basically sa duodenal lobe. Then, ito pala, nandito. Ito yung parang pa-circle, half circle na ganyan. And then, ito yung pancreas. Okay? So, it is both an exocrine and endocrine gland. Basically, again, it has a function sa digestive system natin and sa endocrine system natin. So, in a sense, na exocrine gland kasi nagsisecrete siya ng pancreatic juices containing digestive enzymes that helps in the digestion ng nutrients natin. So, yun yung exocrine function niya. Pag sinabi namang endocrine function, it is limited to the cells of the islets of Langerhans. Basically, yung cells of the islets of Langerhans, yun parang part siya ng pancreas. Yun naman yung parang specific part ng pancreas that will function as for the endocrine system. So, ang ginagawa ngayon is that nagsesecrete sila ng glucagon Yung pancreas natin nagsisecrete ng glucagon which is responsible for increasing blood sugar levels, at saka yung isa is yung insulin which is responsible for lowering blood glucose level. So glucagon para ma-increase yung blood sugar level, insulin para ma-lower yung blood glucose level. Okay? Then, sa adrenal glands natin, there are two endorsing organs in the adrenal glands, one surrounding the other. So, you have yung adrenal medulla at saka yung adrenal cortex natin. So, the main secretion of the inner medulla natin, ito. So, adrenal medulla, ito, part na to, are the epinephrine and norepinephrine. Ito. Okay? Epinephrine and norepinephrine, yung inner adrenal medulla natin. So sa outer naman na adrenal part natin or yung adrenal cortex naman, it secretes steroid hormones such as yung aldosterone. Function ng aldosterone to regulate sodium metabolism by absorbing sodium from the kidney tubules. So basically, again, you just associate aldosterone sa sodium metabolism. And then glucocorticoids stimulates glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. Yung glycogenolysis, as pag divide mo to, you have yung glycogen and yung lysis, which is to break down the glycogen to produce basically energy or ATP. Pag gluconeogenesis naman, neo, it will produce glucose and then eventually be broken down into ATP, pero hindi siya from, like for example, carbohydrate sources, from other sources other than carbohydrates na. So gluconeogenesis. So yan yung function ng glucocorticoids. Stimulates glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. So basically, pag wala si glucocorticoids, mahihirapan makapag-produce ng energy yung body ng animal, especially in times na wala siyang makain. Wala siyang carbohydrate sources. Then, sa parathyroid glands natin, it secretes yung parathyroid hormone natin or yung PTH naman natin. Ang function naman, it will mobilize yung calcium bone natin and increase urinary phosphate excretion. Thus, yung function ng PTH natin is to increase blood calcium level. Yun yung function niya. So, with that ends our ang tawag nito? That ends our discussion on the endocrine system. So, mabilisan lang kasi madami pa tayong mga ibang nervous system. Okay? Pero I do hope that you through this video lecture you will have an idea on what is the endocrine system. So you will have an idea on the different hormones of the endocrine system, whose gland is responsible for releasing these hormones, and what are the functions of these hormones. Okay? So again, when it comes to endocrine glands, ang unang dapat na parang ma-associate ninyo na word is yung hormone. Okay? And then yung hormone, malawak yan. Malawak yung kanyang function. Okay? Kasi may mga iba't ibang hormones tayo. So, yun. So, again, if you are still here, thank you for listening and I do hope that you will watch this video. I will upload this sa MVLE through yung interactive lecture portion, and then we'll insert questions that will pop out. This is a form of quiz and this is also a form parang mechanic nung strategy kumbaga para manood talaga kayo. Kasi throughout the video lecture natin, merong mapapop out na mga questions yan. And interactive siya, meaning pwede nyong sagutan in real time pag nag-pop out na. So I think 10 seconds lang yun, tapos mawawala na. So dapat sagutan ninyo. And then, pag nasagutan na ninyo, pag tama, then mare-record yan. Okay? Automatically by the MBLE. So, please, again, watch it. If you have any questions, you can freely message me. Or pag nakita nyo ako, then you can raise your questions about the endocrine system. Again, thank you for listening and have a good day.